My ex-wife convinced our son I was dangerous, so I legally signed away all my rights to her. When Lisa and I divorced, our son Kevin was only 8 years old. The custody battle was brutal, but we eventually settled on split custody. Kevin would spend weekends with me and alternate holidays. At first, everything seemed normal. Kevin was quiet during our visits, but I figured he was just adjusting to the divorce. Kids need time to process these big changes, right? But then I started noticing weird things. Kevin would flinch when I raised my voice even slightly to call him for dinner. He'd ask permission to use the bathroom in my own house. When I tried to hug him goodnight, he'd go completely stiff like he was scared of me. One Saturday morning, I was making pancakes and accidentally dropped a pan. Kevin ran to his room and locked the door. When I knocked to check on him, he said through the door, "Please don't hurt me, I'll be good." My heart sank. I sat outside his door and asked him why he thought I would hurt him. He said, "Mom told me what angry dads do when they get mad." That's when I realized what was happening. Lisa was filling his head with lies about me. I confronted her about it when I dropped Kevin off that Sunday. She denied everything, but I could see it in her eyes. She was systematically turning my son against me. Over the next few months, it got worse. Kevin started having panic attacks during our visits. He'd cry and beg me to take him back to his mom's house. When I tried to take him to the park, he'd scream that he didn't want to be alone with me. I took him to a child psychologist, hoping someone could help him work through whatever Lisa had told him. But Kevin refused to talk to the therapist when I was in the room. He'd just sit there, staring at his shoes, looking terrified. The breaking point came during a custody evaluation. Kevin, now 9 years old, told the court-appointed psychologist that he was afraid of me. He said I had angry eyes and that his mom told him some dads hurt their kids when they get divorced. When the psychologist asked for specific examples of me being dangerous, Kevin couldn't give any, but he kept repeating phrases that sounded exactly like Lisa's voice. He has a temper, and you never know what he might do. The custody evaluator recommended supervised visits only, pending further investigation. I had to sit in a room with a social worker while my own son acted like I was a monster. That night, I made the hardest decision of my life. I called my lawyer and told him I wanted to terminate my parental rights voluntarily. He thought I was crazy. "You're giving up your son based on false accusations," he said. But I wasn't thinking about winning. I was thinking about Kev. Every visit was traumatizing him more. He was having nightmares, wetting the bed, failing at school because he was so stressed about our weekend visits. I couldn't keep putting him through that emotional torture just to prove I was a good father. So I signed the papers. I gave Lisa full custody and terminated all my rights. I figured maybe if I wasn't in the picture anymore, Kevin could heal from whatever psychological damage she'd done. The last time I saw him, he was 9 years old and shaking in that supervised visitation room. That was 12 years ago. Last month, I got a Facebook message from someone named Kevin Mitchell. My heart stopped when I saw the profile picture. It was my son, now 21 years old and looking exactly like me at that age. The message said, "Dad, I know you probably hate me, but I finally learned the truth about everything. Can we talk?" We met at a coffee shop downtown. Kevin told me that when he turned 18, he found old court documents in Lisa's attic while helping her move. That's when he discovered that Lisa had been lying to him his entire childhood. He read the custody evaluations, the therapy notes, everything. He realized that I had never done anything wrong. Lisa had convinced him I was dangerous because she wanted to punish me for leaving her. Kevin broke down crying, apologizing for believing her lies. He said he'd spent years in therapy as a teenager, trying to figure out why he had all these fear memories of me that didn't match reality. He told me that Lisa eventually admitted to him during one of her drunk rants that she'd made up the stories about me being dangerous. She said she wanted to make sure I could never take him away from her. The cruelest part was learning that Kevin had actually wanted to live with me during those early years. But every time he mentioned missing his dad, Lisa would remind him of how dangerous I was. Kevin is in college now, studying to be a therapist himself. He wants to help other kids who've been through parental alienation. We have dinner every Sunday now. He calls me dad again, not because a court says he has to, but because he wants to. Lisa never remarried. According to Kevin, she lives alone with her cats and still tells people that I abandoned my family. Sometimes the most loving thing you can do as a parent is walk away, even when it destroys you. Even when everyone thinks you're giving up. I gave up my legal rights to Kevin to save him from more psychological damage. Turns out the truth has a way of coming out eventually anyway.